Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Waleed?
Walaikum assalam. Ricky, how are you doing? All good?
Alhamdulillah, I'm okay. I'm okay. How's your week been so far?
It's been like really good, alhamdulillah. All good. Little bit of like chaos for the past 2, 3 days in Qatar, but still
Yes,
coping up with the situation.
yeah. Hoping everything goes well and transitions smoothly into the next week. Hoping.
Hopefully, hopefully.
But yes, I wanted the audience to see a little bit more who you are and what's your background in terms of what you do there at Evolve Mind Body Soul in Doha. So they can get to find out more about our relationship and collaboration as well. But first, I wanted them to see more about you. So take it away.
For sure,
For
for
sure.
sure. Thank you so much, Ricky. So, uh, myself, I'm Waleed, and I'm working as an operation manager at Wolf right now. And it's been only like more than 1 year I'm in Qatar. And the thing is that, like, if you just want to know my background a little bit, I've done my bachelor's in media studies and marketing. So it's been like almost like 5 or 6 months I've joined Evolve. So far, it's been a really great experience working with Evolve in the position of operations manager. A great experience, learning a lot of new stuff, and knowing the market of the Qatar really well. So far, it's been like really good experience till now.
Nice. So tell us more. How is it that you managed to get this role and position there in Evolve?
That's like more of like an interesting story, Iki. So actually, the thing is that I just like came to Qatar and I was working as a production manager in a media company, one of the like best like media companies in Qatar.
Yeah.
So apart from that, I was like having experience in hospitality. Along with that, more of like media, marketing, and more of like I was really good with like client, really maintaining the client relation and all those stuff.
Yeah.
So eventually, I just like I saw vacancy that was like free at Evolve. So I
Yeah.
said like. Who can miss a chance to get involved, right? One of the best like wellness companies in Qatar.
Yeah.
So I thought like let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
So I just applied for it and I just got shortlisted. I had like multiple of more of like stages of interviews, the screening we say.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Alhamdulillah, in the end, I just got selected as an operation manager.
Alhamdulillah. I feel like the culture and the environment is really important and strong at Evolve. I've always been working with them on a like remote basis. I've not been out there in the office, but I can feel that the culture and the environment of many people I work with there is very strong, and they're always looking in terms of elevating and spearheading within the industry of fitness and wellness out there in Doha and across the region. So they teach me a lot. I've learned a lot since working with them as well. But
Perfect. Same
I
here.
want,
Like I'm also learning.
of course, I wanted to talk a little bit about how you found working with multiple coaches and expanding your network involved over the current period and time that you've been working with them so far. So, how's your experience been in terms of that?
So in terms of the experience till now, so far it's been
Yes.
like really great. We do have like one of the best coaches available in Qatar right now,
Yeah.
and more of like a thing like if you just go 18 months or like it was more of like before me joining Evolve, there was more of like a strong coaches like expert coaches with us affiliated with us, but there was more of like a communication that was more of like lagging, more of like clarity.
Yeah.
So here, Mr. Rikki and the CEO of the Customer Insight came in, and he just more of like structure all the things in a really good way. And when I came to Evolve, when I joined, so it was like pretty much easy for me as Rikki has already made a structure, clarity, and he had like really good relation with the coaches.
Yeah.
So so far like as an like the thing is that we are just more of like producing articles on generic like wellness topics and a lot of things that we are doing right now, products, each and everything, right? So in
Yeah.
terms of that one, we need like a really good strategy
Yes.
to more of like curate articles according to the related topic and to be go in depth and more of like having a good structure and a system for that one, right?
Yeah.
So in those terms, customer insight has helped us a lot in that, like more of like curating like really good articles related to the topics and more of like coordination with the coaches, like was the main part, right? Because the
Yeah,
coaches are the one that are more of like curating articles and producing the articles, right? And in the end of the day, was more of like filterization and give it a structure.
yeah.
So Ricky, you
I
have
would
done
say
like really commendable job, I would say.
grateful. Likewise with you, I think that you've transitioned into this role very, very quickly and smoothly. And we're grateful here at Customer Insights Action for the amazing testimonial that you gave, boosting our credibility. And it's just going to enhance our partnership of working together until a minimum of at least still we're signed till 2027 of the summer. So well, I want to be working with you for beyond that. But in terms of scheduling, organization, and publishing, we are definitely looking on track right now, and to gain a lot more attraction in terms of our products as well, in terms of our product rollout and product credentials, product essentials as well. How are you feeling about that across so far, like during Q1 2026? How are you feeling about the direction of where we're
Like
going of the article and
it
product?
like the direction is like really we are going in a really great direction. Until now I've realized one thing, like the
But
main thing is that like more content doesn't mean more growth, you know. It's
correct.
always like about like quality over quantity. And the thing is that we are doing like really good. Like there's a saying that content without a structure is just like a noise, right? So we were just like more of like without like despite of making noise, we are just more of like focusing on the quality of the articles and just be like beneficial. And in terms of like the articles are the thing that is more of like educating the people about the thing, about the topics, and about the neglecting things that they are neglecting in their daily lives, right?
Yeah.
So in 2026 I guess this would be like perfect year, and you guys would like see a lot of good articles from Evolve and from Customer Insight side, right?
I think especially during this holy month of Ramadan, the fasting with intention article is going to be a hit with our audience for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
as well as that, we have Brain Awareness Month coming up and International Women's Day, which is going to be huge out there in Doha for the women readers and audience, the female readers and audience, to get more of an insight on how to balance work life and home life in terms of managing their nervous system, managing their stress levels, and coming back into their like natural essence and things like that. So I think that's just it's going to be a great preview across the next month of the articles that we're going to be sharing with our diverse audience. I would say it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing,
For sure. Hopefully, looking forward to that one, Ricky.
sure. Um, the next topic I would say is in terms of why do you think that Evolve has chosen to go into for a select a long-term strategic partnership with ourselves, Customer Insights Action, instead of a short-term? Why do you think that decision is?
A really great question, Ricky. For this one, I would like say the thing is that like the temporary visibility is like more like important. Long-term visibility and long-term planning and long-term thinking is more of like important than the temporary visibility. You
Yeah,
know, just being like in a short run and seeing a short game, it's not more of like kind of things we follow as an evolved team, right? We just like
yeah,
think of like a long-term one. As I will mention on this one, like just recently the previous year there was more of like speculations and more of like discussing about the wellness of the employees, and the Amir of Qatar, he just like passed out like few comments and he just like more of like emphasized on the wellness of the employees, right? So that was a, like a drastic change in the market, in more of like the whole horizon, and the structure would like was changing. And the really thing that astonished me was more of like he precisely emphasize on VOI instead of ROI, you know. So the value on investment is like more of like really interesting thing that he emphasized. And it was like a
nice.
thing that was being like neglected for a long time, and no was more of like focusing on that one. As like we should go ahead and to make our viewers also like understand more of like making the understanding of this thing, the
Mm,
ROI, return on investment, is more likely to go on the side of numbers. We always see the numbers, right? And the
correct.
VOI, value and investment, is more on the long term. you can see the change not on a short term, you will see on a long run. Because the thing is that the credibility, the mental clarity can't be like calculated on the spreadsheet. It determines a performance, right? So
Yes.
that was the thing. So just like for a long term one, we just like from start being we was always like emphasizing on VOI, VOI, but this
Mm.
was not more of like a trend and talk of the town at the moment. So hopefully, like the main thing is that eventually the Amir of Qatar just like emphasized on that one, and the regime is now changing. A lot of people are talking about VOI. A lot of things are speculating around the VOI. That's why we are just sort of like emphasize on quality articles to just like get them educated about the importance of the wellness or importance about the thing as you mentioned, like more of like a stress work-life balance. That's like really important thing. And a lot of people nowadays just more of like neglect this thing and they don't focus on balancing their life, right? So you
Yeah.
have to balance each and everything. The balancing is the main aspect of your life. If you
Yeah.
can't balance anything, you can't do anything. That's more of a reality you have to just accept, right?
It's about focusing and balancing the internal rather than always being obsessed with the external, because that's the problems that we all have as humanity. Like, we're focused on the external, 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 but the real contentment and results come from the internal. So, for sure, for sure.
Exactly, for sure.
And the insightfulness about the differences between the VOI and the ROI. VOI definitely promotes long-term sustainability. That's a great outlook from the Emir. I'm glad to hear those insights. It's the first time I'm hearing this, by the way. So yeah, it was really good take on hearing the differences on why to select VOI instead of just ROI. Amazing
In a
dynamic.
business like as like more of like a evolve as being a wellness company, so
Yeah,
for a long time we are just being more of like emphasizing on the wellness of the people, the wellness of the employees, so as
yeah,
terms of like all the corporate companies, all the companies here were more focusing on short term on ROI. Like that comes like in handy, once like they invest something, they just like started calculating the ROI on that thing. So
yeah,
VOI was the main thing that was being like neglected for a long time. So we just try to emphasize that one, and now it's like more of like we are aligning on the same page, and we are trying to educate people about this one.
yes, of course. I think we're doing a good job so far. 2 months in, I would say that comes on to how we're doing that in terms of how we're reshaping the content and the engagement. How do you think that? So yeah, I would say, how do you think the change from 2025 to 2026 is transforming us in terms of shifting away from just generic wellness? We've been creating some business format pieces and brand aligned thought leadership pieces. How would you say these are going to empower more meaningful engagement?
Okay, the thing is that like from the previous year, we're just like more of like lacking in terms of positioning and editorial structure,
Correct.
and more of like as like you guys came on board customer insight, and they're just like more of like guided us on a lot of aspect that we were lacking, more of
Yeah.
like the thing is that it's like the first thing is like building the system, then it's more of like building a like having a clarity, then building a structure, and then more of like implementing on the thing, right? So these were
Yeah.
the 4 or 5 stages that we are lacking on the point. But now in like in the start of 2026, we are going like really good right now till now, and we are just like more of like focusing on the quality articles, more of like really good insights. We are the helpful insights that we are going giving through our articles, and more of like the positioning was really important in terms of all those things.
Yeah. I would say, yeah. How in terms of the 12-month structuring and positioning, what are the goals that we're looking to achieve in terms of this new positioning and structure across the 12 months? So what are the main aims of boosting the meaningful engagement? So,
Ricky, in terms of like more of like 12 months rollout plan, we just like try to just like target out the main topics, right? The main
mm,
days throughout the year in a month that are more of like or really or of like carries a lot of importance,
yeah,
and the thing is that like more of like emphasizing on the stuff and more of like positioning all those articles around that like specific topic, and more of like going more of like having a depth on those topics were like really important for us, you know. So we are just like more of like trying to we have like accountability in the end of the day, like the articles that we are posting, we are accountable for that one. The information that we are giving should be authentic, should be like precise, and we are just more of like in that regard like you guys are more of like helping us a lot in those all spheres, you know, to just more of like maintaining the quality of the articles.
Yes, as we mentioned, yeah, the quality over quantity, that's the main objective there, like for the positioning over the next 12 months, years. For sure, for sure. I wanted to talk more about the importance of how we're executing these current articles and meeting the deadlines. So, what would you say changed internally once there has been more structure and accountability? What's changed for you during your short time period as the manager? So, um, yeah, the impact of execution. What do you think has made a change
The
in
main
terms
thing is that Ricky, till now we are just like the thing is that till now the time I've joined Evolve, I've seen
of
that we are just like meeting the deadlines on time, right? You are the one that who's more of like you and the team of the customer inside are the one that are more of like having a coordination with the coaches, you know, more of like giving us the information, more of like maintaining that good relation with the coaches. That was like more of like important thing. And
yeah,
till now I've seen like each and every article is like more of like published on time, and the people are loving it. We are just getting more and more engagement with the passing time. So that was like more of a thing. If we are publishing the article and we are not getting the engagement in the right uh, uh, more of like traction, sorry, in terms of
yeah,
like article, that was like publishing the article was not a main point, right? The main
yeah.
point was more of getting a like good engagement in terms of like publishing articles. So we are just like having those like having that kind of results is more of like commendable. I would just say you guys are doing a commendable job.
I appreciate it. It'll be nothing without the communications and the expertise and background of the coaches and members as well. So I'm grateful for that also. Really, really grateful for that. That can lead us on actually into how we balance different individual coach voices.
Sorry, can you repeat, Rudy? I can't hear you.
Yeah, that can just shift us on to the next topic about how we have been coordinating with the coaches and Insights Action, the long-term project. So how we've managed discipline and different messaging because every coach and article needs the different kind of new balance. So what
In terms of that,
how
yeah.
would you say we've discovered how would you say that we have tailored towards each coach in terms of brand identity? How you think that we are doing a good job so far essentially in terms of tailoring the brand identity of Evolve with each coach? For example, a nutrition expert, for example, a burnout or resilience kind of expertise coach, maybe somebody working with in strategy and corporate wellness. How do you think that we've managed to align that brand voice and align with Evolve's brand identity? Do you think that we're having a
do,
positive impact so far?
do you want to hear the truth?
Yes, yes, yes.
Perfect, perfect. So the main thing is that every like coach has their own like different personality, Ricky, and every coach has their own kind of like thinking, own kind of like more of a communication, right? So I have
Yeah,
seen till far like customer insight has maintained that of like caliber, that of communication with the coaches, and they are more of like really good with like more of like communicating with the coaches in their own tone, right? Every coach has their own more of like understanding in, for example, with a like specific coach with the nutrition, you need like a more of a specific kind of communication. You can't have this that kind of communication with a person that is more of managing the finance, right? So you need
correct.
to like more of like have an insight of each and every topic. So I guess like more of like you guys have been like really diverse, and you have showed like really good openness in terms of like communication, and you guys have been like really precise with the communication. That was more of like really commendable thing, and I have just like seen over the past like 6 7 months the kind of professionalism you guys have showed. That was like really great.
Mm. I really, really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to actually building more strategic connections and connections within the team, with the coaches, with yourself, with obviously the co-founder of Evolve, etc. I'm looking forward to keep building those strategic partnerships and
For sure, for
making a
sure.
success and learning more about their background. That can actually move on to the next topic of how customer insights action. We've actually expanded our network a lot throughout, not throughout just UAE, Saudi, but actually a lot. We have expanded our growth across Doha in terms of strategic connections. So I want to mention how do you think Doha became this sort of like hub for networking and web summits and like yeah, really for businesses like new businesses such as ours to really grow and develop our network and expansion and build these inner circles and ecosystem. How do you think Doha became this kind of location to build like more visibility for a brand like myself?
So first of all, Ricky, in like I would like love to mention this thing, like Evolve like in start like was like right now. Evolve is not a studio. It's like more of like a wellness hub, in Qatar, and it
Yeah,
has been like evolved with the passing time. We can't like say from the start being we were like this, right? The the dynamic changes with over the time. The market changes, the structure changes, the system changes, each and everything changes, right? So the thing is that like the, highlighting the importance of the wellness of the businesses of the maintaining the relation with the corporate client, that was more of a thing that has been like evolving with the time, and we have like seeing, and we are just like more of uh, uh, we are just like seeing the results the on like on the paper, that how this like the businesses are more or like focusing on things, right, in more of in terms as I mentioned, on the wellness of the employees, of the mental helping of the employees, of the physical helping of the employees. And they over the passing time, a company, a system, a structure can't be changed without like good employees, a healthy employees, right? So with the passing time, the like Qatar has been like more emphasizing on these kind of things, as I mentioned, Amir thing like on the VOI and ROI, the differentiation, and apart
yeah,
from that, web summits and the things. So they have just like opened a whole horizon and like a lot of opportunities in Doha for the people to just come and explore there, right? Like in terms
yeah.
of customer insight, in terms of article things, in terms of evolve as a wellness, as more of like workshops that we are giving, a lot of things that we are doing in Qatar that would not possible of the strategic change that has or like happened over a decade.
Yeah. What would you say to a brand like mine, who, or for the audience out there, if anybody has a brand like mine, what would you say in terms of taking a risk to really develop their knowledge and build their own infrastructure and office out there to then grow and expand their clientele and network? What would you suggest for them to take that risk? Would you say
The
would you
first thing would
recommend?
be the first like the main thing would be have a CEO like Ricky, right? Then you can build a good business.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
So on a serious note, like the thing is that like sorry,
Very
everything needs like consistency, right? If there's
much.
no consistency, there's no building a business, there's no point of exploring, there's no point of like wasting your energy on something. Everything is built over consistency. Evolve being in market for the over the past 15 years, we are here in Qatar for the past 15 years, we have not built this like more of like a wellness hub in over a night. We have done
No,
a lot of efforts, a lot of things. We have been like through hard phases, we have been through a lot of struggles, and we are at a point where we can say confidently that consistency is the key to success. If you want to
yeah,
be successful, if you want to build a business, if you want to have a good business, if you want to have a good identity here,
mm,
just have good consistency. That's the main key, I would say. Everything hard phases are the part of the process. Once you
yeah,
grind through the process, once you do the grinding, you will see the results in the front of your eyes.
for sure. That's a really insightful and good message. Overcoming barriers is important. In terms of, we spoke about my kind of brand, what would be needed to take a risk to start up and network out there in Doha. But how about somebody within the fitness and what space, say let's like say a fitness influencer, fitness coach? what kind of budget and amount of clientele would be needed to recommend and start up their own base and audience and clientele out there in Doha to try and become creators out there, just like Evolve has positioned themselves.
For sure, as like individual, the main thing is that like having a social media presence, Ricky, to be honest with you, more of like once you have a good presence of like social media presence, and once you have built a good community on the social media thing, as you know, the trend are changing with over the time, and
Yeah,
this like nowadays the trend is more of like on the social media side. Once you have a
yeah,
like more of like you have to just gain the trust and the loyalty of your like more of like of the viewers, right? And if you are the capable, if you have the right skills, if you have the right audience and you know your audience, right? So you
yeah,
can have like a really, you can build a really good business here, or more of like individual business, right? In terms of like for example, I would say we do have like a lot of like trainers that are working with Evolve, right? And we have one of the best trainers, the fitness trainers in the market right now, as more of like the calibration, more of like getting your name tied up with like a good reputative company in Qatar is really important. So
yes,
in the start, it's not about the money. It's about your affiliation with a good company or with a good organization, and through
yeah,
that one, you can build a good trust and more of like a good. People can just like more of like blindly trust you, know, with the organization you are affiliated with. So I would like recommend from my side, as per my knowledge, as per my experience till now, that just start from something, start from the
yeah,
scratch, and just like have the right strategy, have the right mindset, have the right skills. You can do wonders in your life, whether it's
the,
like fitness influencing, whether it's like business, whether it's something else.
yeah, yeah. Putting your face out there to the name I found is very, very important in terms of uh, growing and expanding, growing and expanding your business and brand and your name and reputation. I would say I would recommend for them to just go out there and get involved and mix with people a lot more face to face because there's so many good events going on out there in terms of summits that I'm seeing posted on LinkedIn. So many great videos that Evolve are posting as well in terms of visuals, in terms of fitness events. Like, where was the event in the stadium last week? That event,
Educational
remind
city
me.
stadium.
Educational City Stadium. That's the one. These kind of events that you can be involved in are once in a lifetime and look like such a pleasure to be involved in. So, for the
Exactly,
audience,
Ricky.
interested.
Exactly. The main thing is that, Ricky, it takes like a lot of time and a lot of like clarity in your in terms of your plan, in terms of everything, you know. So you have, like we have been like working like with one of the best, like one of the best, like among the best like companies in Qatar, and more of like government entities we are working with. We are working with private companies, you know, or more of like we have built the trust because we have delivered the one of the best service, like not like impossible, but it like more of like demands a lot of experience, you know, thorough experience, and a lot of like more of like clear mindset. So as I like mentioned, like more of like socializing, going to the events, you know, more of like pitching out to them, more of like getting yourself acknowledged, more of like building good relation with the people, building a good relation with organizations. That's more of a thing. That's what I say, the long term planning is better than the short term planning. So you never go for a short term thing, you ever like strike for the long term one.
Facts. I agree. I agree. In terms of our 18-month collaboration, what would you say the three factors are that you've learned the most in terms of maybe it's building trust, maybe long-term success? And why do you think every brand does not get these kind of successful results that we have been attaining over the last 18 months? Yeah,
As I mentioned, Ricky, the first thing that I would like highlight to the like uh, at the like topmost is like consistency. You guys have been consistent with the work. You have been consistent with the things that you are doing, right?
yes,
So, and the second thing would be like more of like communication. Communication is the main key. If you don't have like communication, good communication, if you can't like communicate with the coaches, if you can't communicate with the clients, that's like you can't do anything. And the third one is like almost like the main thing is that the quality that you guys are giving, right? So it's a combination of all those three. I would like name 10 or 15, 20 of the things that I can mention right now, but if you ask me like the three things, and these three things for me are the most important one.
It's a pleasure. I hope that means that after the podcast we can discuss another long-term extension.
For sure, for sure, for sure.
We can,
Now, guys, I have been like, I haven't been bribed by Ricky. This more of like my genuine feelings and more of like really genuine things that I'm saying right now. So yeah,
yeah, for sure. I really appreciate that. So I just wanted to close out with the audience in terms of final takeaways, in terms of building a wellness brand properly. So you spoke about Evolve has been established for 15 years out there in Doha. So playing the long game is definitely important in terms of finding long-term sustainability. So where can our audience who are maybe involved in marketing or involved within the wellness space themselves, where can our audience find you below on terms of the social medias, the Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube? Yeah, drop it below. We'll drop it below.
perfect. So you guys can like more of follow us on Instagram, on like on our website down
Mhm.
below. I guess
Yeah,
like it will be coming down here, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you guys just go, have a look, and contact us if you want to change your life, and
yeah,
if you want to have like a better lifestyle, if you want to achieve like your goals in terms of like uh, mental goals, if you want to achieve something in your life, so you can contact us, and we'll just like give you one of the best structures for you guys. And in terms of like we are not just like more focusing on the like fitness side. We are doing corporate like team building events, we are doing sports day events, and apart from that we are more of like emphasizing on changing the lifestyle of the employees. Like more we are making a like really great impact on the employees that are working in our organization. That's more of like important thing. So if you belong from an organization, if there's any organization that wants to reach out to us, just go follow us, contact
yeah.
us. We are here to change your life.
Yes, amazing, amazing final comments there. So yeah, guys, Evolve Mind Body Soul Doha. Please give them a follow and reach out to them if you want the best holistic and corporate wellness kind of services, products.
Means a lot.
These are the guys. These are definitely the team to work with and connect with. So yeah, I wanted to just thank you for your time today, Waleed.
No
I
worries,
learned
Ricky.
I
It,
learned a
it
lot.
was a pleasure. It was more of like really pleasure to put something in front of the viewers, and I hope it would be like really uh, uh, helpful for the viewers, and they will learn something. At least they will just know the strategic positioning of the things, right? That was like more important, and
Yeah,
for sure, hope like hopefully like looking forward to work with you for a long term,
yeah,
Ricky, and with the customer insight also. Yeah.
pleasure. Much more. Hopefully we can reconnect, maybe do this another time. But for now, I'm so grateful for your time and grateful for continuing to work together in our partnership for a long time to come. A long time to come.
Means a
So
lot, Ricky. Means a
thanks so
lot,
much.
and wish you a best of luck,
Yes,
and really like best of luck for customer insight to do wonders. And you, for sure, the quality and the things, and you are providing the quality service you are providing, for sure, you are going to be like doing wonders in the future.
for sure, for sure. Any final words for the audience? Any final words from yourself?
Just like a wise words, like two or three wise words, I would say, be consistent. If
Correct.
you are consistent, you can do anything, and just like have a good like resilience, and more of like just have a good clarity in your life, what you want to achieve and what you want to do.
Yes, correct. I would say trust your vision and remain authentic. Trust your vision and remain authentic, and always meet deadlines and be honest with your clients. I would say
For
these are
sure, that's really important. Yeah.
please also follow Customer Insights Action below as well on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube and LinkedIn as well. We're posting a lot of content out there. We'll be posting a lot more in 2026, a lot more content to come. So keep your eyes peeled on the next episode we have with Customer Insights Actions web developer. But for now, I wanted to say thank you for your time. And
Thank you
it's
so
been a
much. And just you can mention one thing. If you want to
yes,
see one of the quality articles from customer insight and from our side, just go and have a look on our LinkedIn account. That will be
Yeah,
like coming down. Yeah.
perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for that, Waleed.
No worries.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Take care, Ricky.